My name is Bella Martin. I'm 19 and I'm currently not in high school, but I'm would be a college freshman, and I'm from Idaho in the U.S. Um, the past shootings in the states haven't been in my home state, but so I guess technically they haven't affected my family or anything close to me, but I think they've definitely impacted my school. And even though there's not a school shooting at my school, there's always gun threats of people bringing guns to school or people with bomb threats. So there's still violent threats, even though um, I may not be close to the ones that get reported. Um, Sorry, I'm reading the questions as I'm recording. So, how I think the government is dealing with it, it disappoints me. I understand that government, it takes a lot of time and effort to get things done in our government because we have a very, very, very large population. And the way our government works isn't just a here's a rule, make it a regulation type of government. It's very step by step. So it takes a lot longer to get things done. Um, I think the laws right now are not good enough. I think they could be a lot better. More dealing with guns in schools. Obviously, I don't think the idea that Trump had that guns should be put in the hands of teachers, I do not believe that's a good idea. I do not agree with that at all. Um, so I think the laws in place are not good enough and not keeping our kids safe at all. Things that need to change. I think that the biggest things that need to change are the regulations of buying semi automatic and automatic weapons, and not only, not even the regulation of restricting them, but in total uh, prohibiting them and completely getting rid of that possibility for anyone to buy a semi automatic or automatic rifle or and I think that the gun laws, especially in my state that I'm from, there's a lot of hunting, and guns are very quote unquote necessary for our way of life. Um, and so I believe, yes, guns ownership should be okay. I believe background checks should be upped. I think that anyone with any type of mental illness should it not have access to a gun, or at least have the uh, constructive background checks to see if they're going to use it in a violent way, if they're going to use it even for suicide. Why are these people getting guns if they aren't in a stable mental state? Um, I think that, let me read the next question. No, I think this problem is not at all only for adults and parents. Yesterday actually was a national walkout day, and the students at my high school in Idaho, 2,000 students out of 2,500 students walked out of class to go to the Capitol building and protest about gun laws and about enough is enough. I definitely think in this case, students are going to make a bigger change than the adults. Um, I think it's really, really important that students are heard, and I think this time students' voices are more important than the adults. Um, I think it is not hard to change gun laws when you're looking from a different point. I think here um, it's hard to look into the US and see why we need guns when so many countries live without guns. But I think you can't take a country that has the amount of guns we have and completely wipe out the number of guns. I think that's not attainable, and that's not realistic for our country with 300 and some million residents. That's nothing that you can control. And if the government tries to control it more, I think it'll turn into more of a black market sort of thing where, okay, now you've taken the guns away, but now we're just sneaking the guns, sort of in the same cases as drug laws. And then it becomes a bigger jail time, a bigger law that you can't have guns. And I think being a gun owner myself, like, that's not the right way to approach something. Um, my family owns guns, and we've never once, I, they're kept in a safe and they're only taken out for hunting, and it's not something that could ever be used um, by me just easily. It would take a lot of effort. Um, I have to check. I think that was the last question. But back on the, yeah, the official question I think that Murdia you're looking at is is this our new reality? No, I don't think at all. I think the US is working very, very hard. It's just the people in power are taking advantage of that power and not doing what's good for the people right now. I think in the future, though, when our generation moves forward, I think our generation has been affected the most by these shootings, and I don't think we would let that laws and ideas about this go to the side when we're in charge of the country. I think our generation has been very impacted by this, and it will reflect in how we decide to run the country someday. Um, yeah, I think it's disappointing how Trump and his uh, cabinet are handling this, but I think that the power of the people is a bigger impact in the US right now. And I think we should be looking at the good things that people are doing all across the US. There's a lot, like the entire population of um, students in my state are going behind this enough is enough and really rallying together to fight against this. And I think that's more important than looking at how Trump and his people right now are working against us, because I think if our voices can be heard loud enough, then our voices are way more powerful than his can be. I hope that helps. I hope I answered the questions. If you need anything else, let me know.